It's the 10 crack commandments. Why?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host, Bleez Hell of the Bleed Blunt. This is the 90s crack episode. It's our city, Sacramento, featuring Empire the Great, Gatlin, and various other energies. It's our city, TBB Productions. Let's go.
I've been in this game for years. It made me an animal. It's rules to this shit. I wrote me a manual, a step-by-step booklet for you to get.
Labels acting Jewish, so I'm back taxing y'all like Jackson Hugh. Used to rap for music, now I do it for the team. Young Patrick Ewing trying to do it for the ring. Willie stop producing or confuse him like Kareem. Ready for the playoffs, y'all niggas way off. Hard work paid off, we bout to reap the benefits. Bad bitches in the sweet eggs Benedict top kid. And you know why it does. A-class Asian bitches like Joy Luck Club. And I do it with precision. Sliced and cut. Pull the bridge for a nut. I'ma tighten her up. Ha. Yeah, Nostradamus in my author Thomas. Got the publishers confused, but the author's honest.
Looking around at all this fucking environment, man. It's
Ever changing.
Recanting this 90s crack era and what it did to this fucking environment. We still looking at the residue, right?
Definitely. I mean, ain't nothing really changed. They've upgraded the look a little bit, but for the most part, it's just still the same. You know what I'm saying? They done painted the McDonald's and did a few things. Besides that, it's still the same.
I mean, for those of you who are thinking that the crack epidemic has slowed down, or the ramifications to do with that substance has slowed down, forget about it. This is the pit of the pain. We here off Mac Road, Valley High.
Valley High area, you know.
It took a lot of young cold cats though.
Oh yeah, this
The
area
game took
right
it comes
here.
from cold cats.
Valley High was always a place like of mixed people for a long time, meaning like mixed gang culture.
Facts.
You know, until it had its own identity. So Valley High has always kind of been the pit of, you know, South Sacramento, I would say. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely do. It's crazy because my grandma used to stay around the corner, and one of my homies that I went to school with was selling dope to my dad. My dad took my whip and did what they call a dope fiend rental.
Yeah.
I negotiated my way out of that, you know, just because we from this pain. However, this is it, man. I mean, this is what the fuck this shit took. I mean, and it took a lot of young cats, like I was saying earlier. I mean, you know, from prison, life sentences, all these gang enhancements, gang junk, all this different shit they added on, but it was all stemmed from the drug trade.
Yeah, I
and the fear.
remember they used to do these little carnivals when I was a kid, where that little Walgreens is behind us. They used to do like carnivals and shit on the weekend, and I remember that was the first place I seen like a real shootout. You know what I'm saying? I was probably like 9 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They used to do that a lot. They would go like find blank fields, things like that, and do like little Southside carnivals. They still do them in the Heights every now and then.
Facts.
You go to the north, they'll just take over the parking lot or something and do a little carnival. But you know, Valley High was always one of them places, bro. Like I said, a lot of different neighborhoods, whether it be like Oak Park, Meadowview, different places, they started moving their families to this area. And that gang culture just kind of bled over, you know what I'm saying? Like
Definitely.
late 90s, early 2000s.
It definitely did. The crack epidemic supported the gang culture, so it was all one nucleus that basically allowed us to
If you was
be a
a
bunch
gang
of
banger
savages
in the
out here.
90s, you either sold crack or you was popping niggas. It was either or. It wasn't
Period.
really that.
Ain't no in between with that shit.
Wasn't no in between at all.
And it's crazy because when it hit home, you gotta soldier up. Now you gotta soldier up and get your self-esteem together because your home is affected by the dope. Whether your aunt was on it, your mom, your dad, whatever. Now you gotta soldier up and what I call like overcompensate as a young buck.
Oh yeah. I lost an
Fighting
auntie.
and all this shit, you know what I mean?
I lost an auntie to dope. I lost an uncle to dope. My mom spent a lot of time back and forth in and out of prison because of the dope. So
Facts.
dope was kind of surrounding my life since I was an infant. You know what I'm saying? You know that.
Yes, I do.
Our parents used to get out and do their thing in the 80s, so it was
Yes.
just one of those things. Like, it's always been, when we say dope, we talking about crack and cocaine, shit like that.
We ain't talking about freebase, bro. If y'all know this, not the
Yeah.
freebase era, talking about the actual crack cocaine era,
Yeah, crack
which they was
cocaine.
actually a part of both.
Nah, that's freebase. Crack is freebase.
Word.
That's what, yeah, that's kind of how it got popular. It's kind of like the ecstasy at the time. Oh, we're freebasing. This is the new thing, and then some people didn't realize that the actual results
The
of it until
ramifications of it, right.
years later.
That's what my mom was saying. She was like, it started off like a little game.
Yeah, it's a
It
party
was
drug.
fun.
Yeah, it's a
Fun.
party drug.
Rick
Like-
James was on in the back, you know, and all that old type shit.
You know, and it was one of those things, like it was a cheap high too. So people was like, I could spend a little $10, $20 and give me a little freebase thing going, and it just turned into a culture. You know, you had songs about it.
We had
You know what I'm saying?
Your Mama's on Crack Rock. They had all the D-boy shit. They
Melly
made
Mel, the White Lines.
like
Yeah, talking about going free bass.
bass, baby. It was pretty blatant, man. A blatant era, man. And so we walking through all this shit now. We standing as survivors.
Oh
The
yeah, it's
ashes.
changed.
We done rose from the ashes. You know this shit.
This actually one of the areas we used to trap at. Like literally, I was telling them, there used to be a Hollywood video. We would park over there and kind of wait for people to pull up to this smoke shop. And, hey, bro, you need it? I got it. Boom, boom, boom. And this was kind of one of them areas.
Where the culture
Yeah,
began.
now as you can see, you gonna be on CCTV if you come over here
I
trying
mean,
to track
yeah, you
down.
know, I mean-
But back then, it wasn't really no cameras like that. That a couple bullshit security guards. All you really had to do was tear them off a
Shit,
little
they
bit.
was, now, most of them was knocks anyway.
Get him a little bit of weed or just tear them off a little bit. They wasn't finna fuck with you. As long as you wasn't just standing out here. Like, there was a couple niggas that did that too. They were just standing out here. I was always a nigga that played it with. If I seen a nigga moving out, I was moving out. Hey, bro, what's up, bro? I got it. I wasn't just running down on everybody. But you had some niggas that was out here like Swift and them. Oh, nigga, they be out here like, yeah.
Yeah,
bro, what's
pitch
up,
and play.
bro? What's up? You know
This
what
is the
I'm saying?
environment, man. You pitching and playing. It's crazy. It's crazy though because it's like now we fast forward and niggas have taken the crack game hustle and applied that to actual life, which could result, success.
Yeah, I
ultimately.
mean,
So there's some redeemable qualities about this fucked up ass era. You know.
It is. Times have changed, as you can see. Like this parking lot didn't used to look like this. This whole little area didn't used to look like this. So the gentrification is happening, but at the same time, this is still probably one of the most fairly priced areas you could live in the city of Sacramento.
Especially being in the South area.
Shit's up to $3 grand now.
But make no mistake though, we right off the pipeline of pain, Matt Road, baby.
Yeah,
You know what that do.
Yeah, so Mac goes all the way to 99. If you follow Mac down, it turns into Meadowview. So basically, Meadowview and Valley High is like this. You know
Neck
what I
and
mean?
neck with the pain, baby.
Brother and sister, basically. You know, so I was born in Meadowview, but I moved to Valley High when I was 4 or 5 years old. So it's still couldn't really get off this road though. It was like you go from one part of Mac, which is Meadowview, to the other part, which is Mac. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. You spoke earlier about your mom being in the gang. She used to cook and jug. You think that
Mom's was the cooker, dad's was the jugger.
facts. But that whole essence of moms being able to do that, my mom, your mom, and different people like
Yeah.
that, you think it kind of brought a essence of where it was safe, it was okay, which made women more like, oh yeah, they do it, I can do it too. Look, she look good.
Honestly,
I look good too.
honestly, at that time, there was people just making money off cooking. Not everybody knew how to cook. Everybody had dope. Not that many people knew how to cook, so you had neighborhood cooks
Facts.
that was making bread. I'm talking about Friday, Saturday night. They might make 4,000-5,000 just off cooking.
And most of them was from the town. Though.
Yeah,
Most of them was from the town. They was not from
Yeah,
Sacramento.
Oakland is where it's still from. You gotta think this is like Felix Mitchell, the mob era. My dad is from Serenity Park, which is catty corner to the village where the whole mob movement started. So that's kind of what transitioned. You had people moving out here from Oakland to quote unquote McClatchy Park, which is actually Oak Park, and that's where the pipeline goes from Oakland to Sac as far as the crack epidemic and everything like that.
You think about this shit, man. And I'm writing letters to this day to cats, on level 4 prisons and whatnot, but for the most minuscule amount of dope. I mean, some of the laws and the political aspect of this shit, which is another rabbit hole. But I will say this: it provided an element of survival. We are standing and walking in the element of ultimate survival right here in Valley High, South Sac, Matt Road.
If you take a trip around the corner, that's G Parkway right there.
Pain
Circle
Circle,
Go
baby.
doing 40 years right now. G Parkway. So this area, it also can produce great results, but at the same time, most of the results that came out of here has been horrific. You know what I'm saying?
That is true, but it's something. It's some motherfuckers. We got some Ray Caroufs, and they did that to themselves.
We're still seeing the ramifications of it. You still see an occasional dope fiend or what you want to call crackhead walking around, but it's not like it used to be. It used to be like flooded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this whole
Walking
area.
zombies. Walking zombies, man.
You would see people laid up right here. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
taking a break now. You might see one or two. We got one.
You got one lost king right here. You know what I'm saying? You might still.
It is what it is.
It's dark. It's dark times.
The streets is the streets, you know, at the same time. But you know, it's good to see where it's going. It's a lot more businesses. You know, we just got done coming out of Cousins Cafe, so to actually have something that we can consider a stronghold in this community is dope. You know what I'm saying? So
Straight to the pain, man.
it's both, you know, it's both sides of the spectrum.
You looking into Survivor, man. Straight up right here, man. TBB, 90s crack episode, man. Y'all know what's up, man. Survivor, baby.
Cocaine was my best friend. It didn't answer me back. It didn't give me a hard time. It didn't argue with me, and it was there if I needed it. He had $400 worth of crack on him, and here I am, a pregnant woman with no man around, an empty apartment. He and I spent the whole evening and the next morning smoking.
Hey yo, I shot Bill Gates in the face. No camera, so it couldn't be traced. Through the hammer as I made my escape. Leaving Napa, had to switch in my place. As I'm turning on the news, everybody so confused. World domination, decrease the population. The Vaticans, the Masons, the Clintons versus the Haitians, the masters versus the slaves, and Satanists, the pagans, Christians versus the nation, Bohemian cremation. Why they worship an owl? Cause it's quiet when attacking, sacrificing a child. Everybody quarantined, got you stuck in the house. Military in the streets, got you wondering how. Try blaming on the 5G that already came. All the metal chemtrails that's falling from the plane. Children of Israel, the Vatican proclaimed. Hard to figure what is real or just another game. Fuck a stock exchange, the gambling life's now. Giving TED Talks, telling switch up our lifestyle. Money in the vault when the government bite down. So when the stocks hawk, buy it all with the price down. Had the wrong thoughts, they thinking I'm right now. Military corps getting ready to strike down. You can wear a mask, sanitize your hands. Ain't nothing that can save you from the $1 trillion plan. And I hear it's oil in the sand. Created pipelines, Oklahoma to Sudan. Grew up in Iraq, but the city like Iran. All you hear is shots like we pieced up on the hand. The evil from within, the eagle with the fence. Got us all under their wings, so they pretend. Used to read, I've been dream when we was kids. Thinking I could be Dr. King, but that was his. I got my own thoughts. As I'm driving up Bohemian Ave, seen an undercover car park. Big truck full of car park. As I'm heading to the gate, couple bullies and a sawed off. They said the meeting had been called off. Told them thank you for your help, but I'm checking for myself. I was just about to leave, seen him pull up by himself. Creeping slowly from the car, pulled it fully from my belt. I shot Bill Gates in the face, no camera so it couldn't be traced. Took the hammer as I made my escape. Leaving Napa, had to switch in my place. As I'm turning on the news, everybody so confused. World domination, decrease the population. The Vatican, the Masons, the Clintons versus the Haitians. Masters versus the slaves, and first the nation. The Satanists, the pagans, Bohemian cremation. Nash. Yeah.
The whole road got shot up.
It's a drug war.
They claim to see you with a piece of rock cocaine in your hand.
Riding through this shit is like defeat in the air. The niggas didn't make it. My old career right here. Literally, when I moved here, it was in junior high. My mom just started smoking crack at a high level. I don't know what the fuck happened, but right here is where it really some life-changing decisions took place, and it really scarred us for life. Right here, man, this whole area off 24th is like every other house somebody was doing dope. This is where my mom was doing her shit at the most. She moved in with her boyfriend. It was a dope smoking team. She's been sober now about 19, 20 years. But life is crazy like that, you know what I mean? The pain is still in the air. This whole area is permeated with broken families, whether it be crime, dope, gunplay, violence, whatever you want to call it. This whole little area, bro, it's crazy. I feel the energy in the air right now. Like. And then you know what's crazy? When you go back and look in hindsight in life, everything looks small, yo.
Let's have a toast to my whip gang. We blowing O's as we switch lanes. Go pros, we gon' feel pain. White walls on them boats, trying to steer straight.
I had to revisit revisit my past. I think every man and woman and child should revisit their past. It creates a balance in life. I'm here at John Bidwell Elementary School. Man, I'm feeling all the ghosts of the survivors in Meadowview, all the South Sac, the cats that I grew up with. I mean, when you think about this era, it's filled with addiction, incarceration, pain, disconnect from family. Then you think about the D-boy era, you know, the average dealer, just glorified. You think about the women, you think of all the successful trappings or whatnot. That balance is what the fuck we ultimately came from. You know, my mom was an addict, so I constantly had one foot in the door trying to build more self-esteem, struggling with different issues and whatnot. On this particular episode, we're gonna take a journey with pain and perseverance.
Close to my whip gang. We blowing O's as we switch lanes. Glow pros, we gon' build pain. Bright walls on the road, trying to steer straight.
Hey, LeVar Burton went here in 1977.
The glass, we call them crammers. 5, 10s, 50s on rims, touching enamel. Hopped out, butterscotch.
All the hood niggas had a steel cage match. Wrestling was life. Wrestling was life. Stop playing. Right here. I don't give a fuck. The coldest nigga loving wrestling. Believe that. What up, Larry Nance? Love you, baby.
Gunmetal, great tit, that's my nigga Bleezel. I mean Bleezel, bitches out to see you.
I can't believe this shit. I just got approached by a woman who for sure thought I was gonna be dead at 16. Used to tell my mom, watch out for him. Bad business. And it's not a fun story, but her son ended up dying from gunshot, moving to the streets. You know, she nurtured him, hand-fed him, everything. Did way better of a job than my mom did, personally. However, I'm here as Survivor, and it's just like, I'm just sitting here just like, whoa. Oh, wow. She coming in? It's good, because I got love for her. She got love for me? Do she? No? Okay. Oh, shit. Hey, man. Oh, it's your dog. He's the one that brought the energy. Oh, shit. Whoa. Whoa. Look at this guy. He is healthy. Oh, my God. She got hella rich ass dogs. She got about 5K in dogs right here. I know dogs, man. Right here in the pit of South Sac, Iraq, I decided to visit my alma mater elementary school, John Bidwell. I'm surrounded by all the hustlers, the killers, the drillers. You know, this environment, we all had a chance. We all had one thing in common. We had a chance. So by no means is this particular episode glorifying the crack era. However, we had to be survivors, and we're here under that frequency of survival. I felt it necessary to come back and visit this environment. And as soon as I came here, I felt, like I said, I felt the engagement. I even ran across an old school homie of mine who passed away, rest in peace. Mom walked by. I know she saw me and was like, you know, genuinely like, wow, you still here? Because I'm gonna tell you something, man. The mentality that I invested in back then definitely assured that I would not be here. So let's go on a journey. Let's embark on a journey to the 90s crack era, TBB. Let's go.
Look. Is you preaching or you a shooter? Malcolm versus Martin Luther. Look at the way they do you. Call you a piece of shit in a language so universal. History repeating itself, no need for the rehearsal. Ignorance was underground, Trump made it commercial. Manifested the hate to physical from the verbal. Protesting, fist pumping, praying for reparations. How you expect peace from an oppressed generation?
Looking around this motherfucker, man, and west, south, east, north, man. There's fucking pain everywhere. Goddamn pain everywhere. I mean, this shit, you come here in this environment, and not even specifically here in the creek, but in this environment of South Sac and just North Sac and any other pockets and hoods, you're gonna feel this shit kind of permeate. This is the struggle.
Definitely.
I gotta ask you, man, I mean, what, you know, in terms of the 90s crack era, what do you think this era took from you aside of, I mean, you know, socio-economic resources that clearly weren't given to us, you know, but what did it take for you? I mean, childhood, some memories, parental structure? What did it take for you, man?
I mean,
what it took from me,
Yes, sir.
it's hard to say because whatever that was took from me, whether it be opportunities for, you know, certain things that maybe privileged kids would have, it was replaced, man, with you know, a pride and a you know what I mean. It was replaced with a, you know, with a fire. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you know, it'll never be a void. You know what I'm saying? I don't think in terms of like, damn, man, if I was younger and I had this, maybe this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I never thought about what it took from me. You know what I mean? I know what it made me. I know what it brought me.
I like that perspective. You know, I like that perspective. Let me ask you this though: who was Gat in the '90s, in this '90s era of the crack era? Who was Gat? Was Gat a, you know, was he impressionable? Was he standoff? You know, kind of a, you know, process shit.
I mean, I was a, I was a young whippersnapper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nah, you know, impressionable young man. You know, had my people, had my friends, had my family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We did everything, you know, any young kid with nothing to do would do. You know what I mean? Which would get into a bunch of shit, but
Ain't that the truth?
you know, it was never nothing to the point to where I had it so rough to where, you know, I was mad at the world. You know what I mean? I knew it was always a better situation that I could put myself in as I came of age. So, you know, I was just a young little nigga with dreams. You know what I mean?
That optimism come from a lot of different places. I would assume, and you know, from my point of view, because you know your pops, you know, went through it as a stand-up guy, and I believe that was Susanville. I believe we spoke on that, right?
Yep.
Which, you know, I had the honor of going there as a youngin' and being involved with that Scared Straight program. The optimism was probably rampant in your life at that juncture. I mean, you know, you had to have it. You got to have it.
You know, Pops, man, he
shit.
You know, Pops, I didn't meet Pops till I was maybe like 10, 11 years old.
Okay,
you know
sounds about right.
I didn't meet Pops till I was, you know, not because he didn't want to be a father or nothing like that.
Let's talk about it.
We go on vacation. We go on vacation.
Yes, sir.
But when I did meet him, you know what I'm saying, when we finally did become intertwined into each other's life, man, he instilled nothing but dopeness, man, you know. He always let me know I could be great, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he been through his shit, you know what I mean? He proud of his truth, you know what I mean? He done been through the shit, man, the gang, the drugs, all the shit, you know what I'm saying?
His truth, I like
truth,
that.
you know what I mean? He ain't mad at his truth, so, you know, he stands on that, and that's what he preaches when he goes into the spots like, you know, we used to do the Scare Straight programs with the nonprofits. You know what I'm saying? We go to juvenile halls.
All that, Keep It Boulevard, baby.
Yeah, and all that shit.
Get him early.
You know, so that's him. That's always been him. You know what I mean? That ain't no facade or nothing. So shots to Pops.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Definitely one of my best friends in the world, man. He showed me a whole motherfucking life, you know.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
Hell yeah.
When you think about this 90s D-boy era, I mean, from, you know, things that was implemented that we can never take back from great things, you know, from fashion, from music, different approaches to that. But do you think it took the adolescence and just threw that shit in the trash and said, let's get right to this?
Yeah, because, you know,
did we get a chance?
I mean, because we're not given the proper protocol on in steps in ways things should be done. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's why you get niggas like Kobe and LeBron straight out of high school and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So
let's talk about
you know, so our plans have nothing to do with education and shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, we gonna skip some steps. You know what I'm saying? We gonna, we gonna skip some steps. You know, we gonna get that dollar the way we can to get what we got to get. You know what I mean? The ends will justify the means. But we definitely gonna skip some steps. But it don't make us no different than the next motherfucker. The motherfucker that did take all the steps. So what? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It is what it is.
I feel like
where we going, into this dirt, nigga?
We're in the dirt. We come from the dirt.
Shit, boy.
We get it from the dirt. We're in the dirt now. You know what I mean? Hey, can't get too far out with the shit. But I wanted to have you on the show for a few different reasons, because I mean, for one, you created your own environment as a think tank
Right.
I think we want to be able to exploit that. We want to be able to exploit that here on TVB for cats that might not be familiar about what you're doing. With your approach with the meal plan, with the merch,
right,
product placement, the pack bros. This is a lot of different blitz. You hitting with people with a lot of different combinations to the body right away.
I ain't gonna lie, man. That shit ain't right away, bro. I've been rapping forever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it seemed like now a nigga coming with the line and the tree and this. But man, this shit ain't. I don't wake up just like and then go. You know what I mean?
Okay.
No one person can do that. You know what I mean? With the meal plan, I need artists. I need somebody to draw up my pieces. I need the manufacturer to press on my work. I need the embroidery. It's too many things for me to just wake up an hour ago and say, boom, and then an hour later come with the plan. It's not possible.
This ain't overnight.
Like I said, we have our dreams. We know where we want to go. We know the things that we want to do. So, we tend to, seek out the tools necessary to get it done. I mean, it should be years in the making, man.
I mean, you've been facilitating. Let's talk about it. So, I mean, that's what you got to do to be in a position to be seen and to have some tread, to momentum.
Man, I love the culture. I'm for the culture. I'm from the betterment. I am for the betterment of our culture. You know what I mean? So, whether it's clothes, music, the cannabis, you know what I mean, the women, you know what I mean, the singers, the artists, the painters, the dancers, whatever that.
Every facet, get your hand on it.
Come on, man, we can't have one without the other, man. So
that's why we had to put a beacon on you.
Come on, man. I love it, man.
You know what I mean?
I love it.
We're here for that, you know what I mean? With this piece, we wanted to play around with some emotion. I feel like we accomplished that. I can't thank you enough for coming through and spreading the gospel, speaking and spreading the gospel. We ain't even done. We gonna punch 1-2 punch to the body on these niggas, man. Hold on.
We finna work.
Click, boom.
Another time was when Stefan was 2 weeks old. She said, Mom, I gotta go. I'm bored. I gotta go. I said, well, you gotta stay here with the baby. I mean, I can't take care of the baby. I got things to do. And there was nothing I could do. She just walked out and left me there with the baby. I had to take care of him.
I see people who have had good jobs, good families, who are not young. And suddenly these families crack up. These people start committing crimes when they have not committed crimes their whole lives. And they're doing violent things or crazy things.
What we gotta do to advance the most hunted species to date is the black man. Look, they say the black man's diabolical plans to hinder mankind. Nobody will stand a chance. With no room to advance, that lemonade be amazing. We conquer our circumstance. They still everything from the way that we dance to our war cries and chants. Our culture's in high demand. Listen, with everything against us, we trample anything that causes mutiny against us. Look how the white collar dismiss us. They hate to see niggas in Fortune 500 ventures. Black man got everything against us. We fighting police, we fighting bitches and these niggas. On top of that, black man versus the system. Black man got a choice too. Look at what you give him. Black man got a voice too. Look at what you give him. Flood the hood with dope. Now black father stuck in prison. Black man get out, still can't see his children. Cause Section 8 told our sisters that they can't fuck with them. Talk about it. She on welfare, so child support want that back. Black man can't get employed, so how you supposed to act? It's back to the block. Hope I don't get shot by the ops or the cops. 1,000 enemies. Listen, I said it's back to the block. Hope I don't get shot by the ops or the cops. Shit's real. But still push on after giving a raw deal. You might break his back, but you never break his wheel. You never break his spirit even after he get killed. Cause after you break us down, we bounce back and rebuild. It's bogus how they think they know us. Stolen from the natives, made us grow it. Fuck you finna show us. So fuck you and that one black friend that you say you got. He probably married to the daughter of a cop. Desegregation was a bad decision. You don't love me? Fuck you. Watch me manifest my way of living. Black man gonna make sure all his people eat. Colonizers scared of that. Look how they did Black Wall Street. Black man got a blue knee on his neck. He hog-tied trying to win against the loaded deck. So get a black man props for standing tall with the most ops. 1,000 enemies.
We did it. We did it, man. 3 seasons.
We did it, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Projectiles, Paul, crack your stunners. I pulled up, tooled up, Tom Cruise, the top gunner. Violate my circumference and my gun to leave the grunt. There's pressure in the field like a punter when he grunt.